we awake yet? It's 9 a.m. in the Austin, Texas area. We are going live from the coffee shop. Hope everyone's doing okay this morning. My name is Mitch, and I hope you're doing peachy. It's Friday, October the 24th, and the weather here in the Austin area is going to be turning wet the weekend. Lots of rain. So if you're in all of Central Texas, in fact, it's going to get wet. So if you're in the Texas area, bring your umbrella. Well, let's see, what are we going to do today? We're just hanging out. We're at the coffee shop, and we're looking just to hang out, and I'm still working on the technical issues. This is sort of a dress rehearsal, and I want to make sure that everything is working and that I'm becoming more comfortable with the setup. So bear with me if everything is a little bit unorganized, but that's what live broadcasting is all about. You just never know what's going to happen. I did bring in some music in the background. I'm bringing it off of YouTube music. I'm going to try that for a while. And I've also got some music I can bring in off my laptop. Use that as a direct source. I use OBS to stream, so we're making sure it's all set up right. Excuse me. And we're just playing around, hanging out. I'm hoping some folks will join me in chat today. We can talk about some things, see how things are going, and let me know what's happening in your part of the world. What I normally do is check out what's happening in terms of our various websites, and this is YouTube, of course, and let's see, I'm going to switch over from my music on YouTube, and I'm going to bring in some music off my Mac because I want to practice and make sure they're both working. So this is off my Mac, coming directly off the computer rather than the internet. See if I can adjust that a little better. How's that sound? Let me know in the chat. It's good or bad. I'll tell you what, one thing we can do as we get started this morning is go to YouTube and look at these thumbnails. Look at the wide variety. See my mouse? The wide variety of thumbnails. And of course, now when you move your mouse over thumbnail, it shows the first few frames of the video. So it makes the first 10 seconds of your video that much more important. Is what people are going to see when they hover over that thumbnail. It's going to be the first 10 or 15 seconds of the video. But look at the various styles of thumbnails here. They're all over the map in terms of design. Now, what about a thumbnail is going to make people click? That's the question. Because if they don't click, you've just wasted your time. The whole process of YouTube starts here. clicking on the thumbnail. See the bold headlines used by Good Morning, GMM, Good Mythical Morning here. And also from Brandon Sanderson, the broad text, broad headlines. Forbes also goes with the broad headlines. Now, what about this one here? This thumbnail here. Picture of him with some sort of a stroke outline of his body and face and blurry background. And then he's got on this side a cuss word, that side liars. He's not too happy, evidently. What's the title? I tried faceless YouTube for 3 years. Here's the reality. He doesn't look like a happy camper. I'm not sure I would click on that. Stay positive. Benny Johnson over here. See Benny? His thumbnails have taken on this character. I want to look. Let's look at all of his. Let's go to his, because his thumbnails. Now I want you to look at his thumbnails. They're real similar. One, they all use yellow gradation, graded text, graded color text. Looks like he started doing this here. Notice how he's changed his thumbnail. Now they all look real similar. And look at the, he started putting characters, faces on our thumbnails, making really wild, crazy expressions. Look at this one. Tucker Carlson, Charlie Kirk, and Joe Rogan. Everyone's making a face. And it's kind of a cliche on thumbnails where I think he's kind of making fun of how thumbnails like to show expressions, people's faces. Lex's thumbnails are also very similar. See how his thumbnails all look alike? So maybe there's some thought to the idea that having your thumbnails all look the same is not a bad idea. You want to come up with some sort of a basic design and stick with it so that people will immediately recognize it's you when they're streaming. Because I can go through this whole section here and I can pick out Lex's thumbnails almost immediately just by the design. And also Joe Rogan's are the same. He's always got that spinning wheel. So here's a Lex thumbnail. My eyeballs went right to it because I'm familiar with his design. So when you're designing a thumbnail, think in terms of keeping everything the same. It's not a bad idea. Well, let's check out some other websites here and see what we got going on. See what's happening on Fox. News headlines. It's all bad news for the most part. Shutdown. Are you guys being affected by the shutdown? Go in chat. Most of us don't feel it, not yet. unless we're in the military, government employee, most of us don't feel like we're affected by the shutdown, unless now SNAP. If you're on food stamps, that may start to hurt if the state runs out of money. But I don't think they'll ever let that happen. I think they'll come up with some way to fix that. So what's making headlines? Basically all politics. What's happening with ICE and with immigration. Well, here's LinkedIn. If you're not posting on LinkedIn, you're missing an opportunity. And it's become much more of a place to go for social media posting. And of course, you're looking at businesses, and you're looking at people looking for jobs, and you're looking at entrepreneurs, and so you'll want to think about the target audience on LinkedIn. It's not like TikTok. You're not going to see women dressed in their underwear dancing with a watermelon on LinkedIn. You'll see people looking for jobs. You'll see entrepreneurs. I post on here every day. I post on LinkedIn. Here's X. I also post on X every day. Here you can see where I advertised the live broadcast for today. A little banner link. Instagram, it's the same way. Here I am. I post on Instagram every day, LinkedIn. These are the main social networks that I hit. YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, X, TikTok. I also post on TikTok. So I try to hit all the major social medias every day with at least a short or some sort of a post. The idea is to post 2 or 3 times a day on all the major medias, social medias. You really want to start having an impact. You've already got content made for YouTube anyway. If you're posting on YouTube, might as well just take that content and repackage it, post it on all the other social media. The other thing I wanted to show you is I sell t-shirts, and this is the way I sell t-shirts. I use Printful. They are not sponsoring me. This is not a sponsored ad for Printful, but I'm just showing you what I do. This shows a list of my products. Now, I got an email a few days ago that a lot of my shirts were discontinued because of the type of shirt coming from other countries. They import shirts to print on from various countries, and I think because of the tariffs, a lot of the t-shirts they were importing print on were discontinued. So I had a whole bunch of t-shirts here, and I wanted to pull up the discontinued. So I've got to go back in, and because of all these these are all shirts that were printed on t-shirts that were coming from other countries, but the t-shirts themselves, and they were discontinued, no longer coming into the U.S. And I've got to assume that's got to do something with the tariffs. I don't know. So I've got 17 t-shirts that are out of stock. And then we've got all these are the ones that are out of stock. Usually the odd sizes like the triple X's and the double X's. So the bottom line is I've got some work to do. Out of the 100 t-shirts I had for sale on my store, only 10 are active. I'll show you what my store looks like. This is all the t-shirts that I have on my store right now. But a lot of these, again, are discontinued. I've got to go back in and turn off the visibility. You'll notice here, there are places over here where I've got to turn off the visibility. How about visibility? I've got to click all this off so that they'll be taken off my store since they're not available. So, you know, designing and selling t-shirts online, print on demand sounds kind of easy, but you got to keep on top of it. And I have lapsed over it the last couple of weeks, and so I've got to get back in there and do some work. Well, what's happening on X this morning? Not much. Yeah, let's see. Go Cowboys. I want to be the best quarterback that the Cowboys ever had. Back. All right. You say so. All right. Let's see. What's this? This looks like it was created in Sora. Yeah, I can tell. And he says here, this is Jason Zeta, another test. And it looks like he's testing Sora too. This video looks like it was created in Sora, because it looks a lot like what I've done in Sora. My shorts. You can just sort of tell by looking at the video itself that it was generated by AI. It'll become more and more difficult as time goes by, though, to tell the difference. So, all right, what else we got going on?
It's coming. He's coming. I'm gonna say it on national television again. Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you hearing ICE is gonna be there, looking to engage in mass deportations. The Super Bowl, disrupting things. Big night for the NBA. Wembanyama put on a show. That has now been smeared because we're talking about this story, okay? Remember, Trump has a long, long history connected to the world of sports because he had those casinos. Where do you think folks were coming half the time? I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the culture. When people want to go to a casino, when people want to gamble, when people want to party, or whatever the case may be. This was his kind of connection to that. Why am I glad you're here, Monica? Because don't be surprised if the WNBA is next on his list. Mm-hmm. Because when you...
What do you mean on his list? Why is everything being blamed on Trump? So you've got all of this illegal gambling going on, illegal betting on in the NBA, illegal poker games, scamming, people coming in losing thousands of dollars. The DOJ steps in to take care of it, and all of a sudden it's a conspiracy. Trump is out to get everybody. I mean, people... get a life. Jiminy Christmas. That's why I've stopped looking at news. It just makes me mad. People are so ridiculous these days. Well, I tell you what, let's do this. Let's answer a few questions while we've got some time. If you're in chat, ask me a question. Let's talk. Let's hang out. We're just hanging out. I'm testing my OBS. Oh, have you noticed this? This is something I've added today. Notice you notice the framing here. I've added this overlay, this green overlay with Even Rabbit's logo over here in the corner. See over here? I've added this green overlay. I don't know if I like it or not. Let me know what you think in comments, or let me know in chat what you think. I know a lot of people don't use them. They don't use overlays, but I kind of like the border. I'm testing them out. I went into Photoshop and created some styles, and over the next few days I'll be playing around and seeing if I like it or not. Questions? Okay, question here. I'm changing from a tutorial style video to more of a vlog conversational video style. Not sure if there is a question, but just wanted to know your thoughts on being successful with that style. Well, you know, I'm coming live from a coffee shop, and that's definitely a conversational style. And so it is a different way of doing videos. A tutorial style video could also be conversational. I mean, the whole idea is for you to videotape you doing something, creating something, or teaching something. And I know a lot of people work from scripts. They have bullet points that they go with, but there's nothing wrong with being conversational and thinking about what you're going to say before you say it. And you're talking to one person. I mean, the whole idea is to get the idea that I'm talking to one person. I've got one person that I'm engaged with right now. That's you watching this video. So I don't care if there's 10,000 of people watching this video. I'm more concerned because my connection is with you as an individual. That's the conversational style. I'm conversing with you one-on-one. With the tutorial style, you have more in mind of reaching a mass audience, of showing a group, teaching a group something. But again, I think the tutorial style should be personal as well. I think when you're teaching something, you need to teach it to one person. When you're trying to, let's say I want to show you how to, I don't know, edit something in Photoshop. I want to put in my brain when I'm doing that tutorial on how to edit in Photoshop that I'm dealing with one person, my best friend. He and I are talking about it. I'm showing him how to do something. So I think the conversational style works no matter what you're doing. I'm not so sure there's a tutorial style that's different than a conversational style. The style is that it's conversational, not that it's tutorial. So you have to decide whether you want to go strictly from a script and basically memorize or read from a script, a teleprompter, or do you want to have bullet points where you've got things that you have planned out that you want to say, or if you want to more go conversational. Now, once you get used to reading from a script, the idea is for you to read from a script and sound conversational. And it's not that easy to do. To read from a script and not make it sound like you're in a conversation. Because if you look at a lot of YouTube videos, when they're reading from a script, you can tell. So it comes with practice. My approach is to just be conversational, totally, and conversational with one person. Keep in my mind that when I make a video that I'm going live, that I'm just talking to somebody across the table from me, drinking coffee, and we're just hanging out in a conversational style. That's the approach I'm taking, especially for this live broadcast. So, all right, next question. I was excited to upload my first video, but it's been 2 months now. Let me ask you guys, what do you think? When you post a video, how long should it take for you to start getting a lot of views? What do you think? I've uploaded my first video, but it's been 2 months now. Delay is due to me blogging for a 1.5 with no results. I'm not sure what that means. Delay is due to me blogging for a 1.5 with no results. Now I'm staring up at the YouTube mountain. Motivation to start back. Well, you know, you create your own motivation. I can't motivate you. Nobody can motivate you. Motivation is a myth. My views on motivation is that you have to create an environment which you live that makes achieving your goals easier. So motivation comes from within, and it comes from the surroundings and your environment and your planning and your desire and your ambition. All of that stuff feeds into motivation. So don't look to me for motivation. Don't look for someone else. It's going to come from you. You want to start back? Start back. If you don't, don't. Just decide for yourself. And then try to come up with a way of making it easy for you, making it comfortable for you, making it fun. That's where the motivation comes from. Now, in terms of getting views, you say it's been 2 months. Well, let me show you something. Let's go up and look at my YouTube channel. Where is it? Well, let's view my Even Rabbits YouTube channel. Now I want you to look at the views. Let's look at the views. These are the live broadcasts that I began, and I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've probably done about 10. I started this about 2 weeks ago, and I go Monday through Friday. So for 2 weeks, I've gone every day, Monday through Friday, and created a live broadcast. And I've got an extra one here that I did in the afternoon that I just popped in and did. But the views are non-existent. Most of the views will come later on as people click on these and watch them. Now look at my shorts under artificial intelligence. These are some things I created on Sora. Now look at the views. This one, 863 views. This one, 234. See that one? 222. Here's a Sora demo, 81 views. Here's another Sora I created, 750 views. And look at this one, 151. All right, under my culture headline, look at these shorts. Jacob Collier, this short got 1,700 views. This one's 1,700 views. This one, 1,000 views, 1,000 views, 1,000 views, 888 views. Here are some others. Look at this one I did with John Wayne and Ron Howard. Did a little short, 39 views. Here's a Michael Irvin with Troy Aikman, 1,000 views. I mean, it's insane in terms of the viewership. Look at social media here. 844 views, 855, 723, 914. I've been doing some explainer videos. I've done 2. The first one I posted is up to 234 views. Did it 2 weeks ago. This one I did yesterday. I posted this one yesterday, and within 24 hours, it's only got 70 views. 70. The point here I'm trying to make is that when you talk about time and the number of views and the things you're seeing in terms of results, it's going to be all over the map. I mean, we're dealing with a freaking algorithm by YouTube, for goodness sake. You may post a video today and tomorrow it'll get 3,000 views and then die and get nothing. And then 6 months later, you may get a video, you may get 1 million views. I mean, there's just no way to know. And we can't control it. We can only control what we can control. I cannot control how many views I get based on the algorithm. All I can do is learn to make good content, learn how to make good videos, learn how to make entertaining shorts, learn how to be consistent and post every day, learn to post on every major streaming social media service, be consistent. And over time, you know, the algorithm's going to do what it does. So, you say it's been a couple of months and you haven't gotten much results off of that first video. Well, cry me a river. During those 2 months, how many other videos did you post? You spent 2 months doing what? You sat here blogging with no results. YouTube mountain. The YouTube mountain is created in your head. It doesn't exist. 2 months? 2 months goes by and you've only posted one video. Well, of course you're not going to get any results. You just got to keep plugging away. Next question. I've noticed from my videos I'm not really being myself. I think I'm aware I'm talking to the camera. Did you find this at the start, and how did you overcome it? Yeah, I think it's natural. I think because it's so unusual, it's so abnormal to be talking to a camera instead of a person. I mean, we talk to people, we don't talk to machines, and we don't talk to inanimate objects. We don't talk to cameras by nature. So it's perfectly normal to be nervous and to feel uncomfortable about it at the beginning, but you've just got to keep doing it. That's one reason I've started doing live streaming, is because it will force me to learn how to talk on camera every day for 45 minutes or an hour, half an hour. So I think it's good training. If you're nervous about talking on camera, go live for about 5 days a week. At the end of a couple of days, at the end of a couple of weeks, you will see how much more comfortable you are, how easier it's getting. So how do you overcome it? You overcome it by talking to one person. Picture in your mind that you're talking to your Aunt Susan, or you're talking to your brother Jim, or you're talking to your best friend, and you're wanting to have a normal, everyday conversation with the person sitting across from you at the kitchen table, or having a cup of coffee with them. That's how you overcome it. You overcome it by focusing on one person, and you overcome it by practice, by just doing it. It doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take some practice, and you've just got to put in the time. Okay, one more question before we move on. I asked earlier, but had to step away. Do you recommend using a variation of your name versus just your name? I'm thinking privacy issues, but probably overthinking. All right, you're talking about the name on your channel. Well, I think it's up to you, and I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to it. Most people, I say most, a lot of streamers use their first name only. They don't use their full name. Then you've got other streamers who use their full name. And then you've got others who come up with a generic name that does not include their name. Like mine. I've got Even Rabbits as my channel name. So I think it's just up to you. You can do it any way you want. I mean, if you look at YouTube channel names, let's go up and look at a few. Here you've got Think Media Podcast, you've got Guitar Noir, you've got After Effects Basics, you've got vidIQ, you've got Soulful Solo Guitar, ABC, all these company names. You've got Sophia Bellamy, excuse me, Daniel Green used his full name. You've got the Townsends, Brooke Sears, Chris Pasasic. Now, see, in his case, I probably wouldn't use my full name because the last name is so hard to, how do you pronounce? Piasci, Chris Piascic. I mean, in that case, I wouldn't use my last name. But Benny Johnson uses his full name. Kate Bookgate, Lavier, A VO's Journey. So, to answer your question, it's basically up to you. If you're concerned about privacy and you don't want to put your full name out there and you're afraid somebody's going to find out who you are and come knock you out for something you said online or said in a video, then don't use your full name. That's why, in some ways, I think it's better to either use your first name and use a neutral, generic name of your business or whatever, rather than your full name. But if you're trying to build a personal brand and you've got a lot of followers on another platform, let's say you're on TikTok and you use your full name and you've got 10,000 followers, then you're going to have to stick with your full name. I mean, think about branding. Think about how you want to build a brand. You want that brand to be around your full name or something else. Well, I think that'll do it for the questions for today. Let's see what's going on elsewhere. Jump into chat. Let me know what's going on. Let's go over to Facebook. See if we can figure out what's going on. I'm going to check out my notifications here. Well, this is a painting I did of a friend of mine, a portrait I painted. I am an artist, a fine artist, and posted that. Little shameful self-promotion there. I'm going to post something here. I'm going to take a selfie. Post it right here, and tell people I'm online. So listen to some music, and I'll be right back. Watch me post something. Okay, let me see what we got. Post a picture here. What picture should we post? Well, let's see. All right, let's try this one. All right, I've posted a photo that I created yesterday. And I've said I'm now live at the Lamppost Coffee Shop. Drop in and say hi. Chat with me and hang out. I created this photo using Google AI. I had my photo in a separate image, and then I took a screenshot of this White House press conference photo and took it into Google AI and had it place me in the photo. Now look at the hand down here. Look how silly the hand looks. See that? I went in later and took that hand out because it looks like I got a broken wrist. All right. Well, let's see. Anything else exciting going on? What I really want to do is I want to turn this music off. What I really want to do is go open up a YouTuber and do some critique. That's a lot of fun. When you open up a YouTuber and try to decide what you like. All right, let's choose this one here because I publish books on KDP, and this is about books with Amazon KDP. This is from Kate Book Date. Why Your Books Aren't Selling, episode 1. What do you think of her thumbnail? Let's start there. Look at her thumbnail. What do you think about that font? Is that font easy to read as compared to this one over here? See over here? Can you follow my mouse? Look at this over here. Deep State Panicking. Look how easy that is to read compared to Why Books Aren't Selling. So the answer is I do not like this font. When you're choosing a font, pick an easy one, not a pretty one. One that's easy to read. Look at this down here. See this down here? As a full-time YouTuber, look how she's using that basic Arial, looks like Arial text font, and how much easier it is to read than this. Why Your Books Aren't, and I don't like the word aren't. It's really a strange word to put in a title. Why Your Books Aren't. You got to watch for these contractions because they're sort of weird. Aren't is a weird one. Either say why your books are not selling, or something like reasons your book isn't selling, or something like that. In episode 1, nobody cares. I would take that out. I completely think it's a waste of space. Episode 1. Is that going to make me click because it's episode 1? Not at all. I want to know what your video's about. That's the reason I'm going to click. I could care less what episode it is. So that's wasted space. All right, well, let's click on.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kid Wismer. I'm an author. I write fantasy and romance. I have 12 books out currently. And today we're going to do something a little bit different, start of a new series. I am going to be analyzing your Amazon book pages and seeing if I can offer any insights into how you can start selling a little bit better. I have created a sign-up form. I'll have it linked down below if you're interested in participating in a future video.
Okay, what do you think about her mannerisms and her talking into the camera? Let's talk about that for a minute. Does she look comfortable? Does she look nervous? Is she jittery? What about the hand movements? All this going on here. A good trick for talking on camera is to be holding something. You'll notice I'm holding a mic. Or you want to hold a cup of coffee. Or you want to hold a book. Or hold your notes. You don't want to just have your hands free because unless you've got real good control, because we tend to wave our hands around when we talk. If you hold something while you're talking, it prevents a lot of this. So what do you think?
So everybody who's featured in this video has submitted this. They have gracefully consented to being put in front of everybody and critiqued. And my goal with this is not only to offer my insights, but I'm also hoping this can be kind of like a collaborative community thing. So I encourage you to chime in the comments if you have an opinion. Please be kind and respectful. It takes a lot of guts to put yourself out there like these authors are doing. But yeah, chime in the comments if you're another author and you have some insights, or especially if you are this author's ideal reader, if you read their genre. Your opinion could be incredibly helpful. As for me, I am not an expert, so take everything that I say with a grain of salt.
Okay, now let's get this straight. You're going to critique my book and give me your thoughts on it, but you're not an expert. And so why would I want you to critique my book? Now, we know you're not an expert. Probably, but you probably don't want to say that. I mean, that's just me. You don't want to. Yeah, it's being honest and it's being nice and it's being conversational to say that you're an amateur. You're not a professional. You're not an expert, but yet you're critiquing other people's work. So maybe there's a nicer way to say it. Instead of saying I'm not an expert, maybe you want to say something like, it's just my opinion. This is me. I'm a normal person. You know, and give us a little bit about your background. You've got some experience doing something that gives you the authority to critique. So, you know, if you're going to critique, give us some idea of, you know, your background maybe. Now, it's kind of odd because I'm critiquing this video, but I watch a lot of YouTube. I have a lot of experience watching YouTube, and I create a lot of videos, and I do a lot of homework. And so I know my opinion of what I think might be a problem or might be some issue that I could point out. And it's not trying to be mean. It's just saying this is my opinion. This is something that you might want to think about. So
all I'm doing is offering my opinion from my own experience. I've published 12 books. I currently make 6 figures from my work. I'm not perfect, but I must be doing something right. So let's get into it. My hope with this also is to be able to help the authors.
Okay, that's good. She did tell us that she does have some authority. She's got some authority based on the fact that she's written books and she's evidently made some money at it. So she needs to probably be a little bit more confident. I think she's coming across a little shy, a little, she's very pleasant though. I really like
who submitted for this, but I also think a lot of people, there's like a couple of common issues that people do. So my hope is if you're also watching this, you're an author and you're not seeing the sales that you want to, maybe you see a little bit of yourself in some of these submissions, and hopefully some of this advice can be a little universal. Now, I'm actually just gonna do a random number generator to figure out which ones we're gonna look at today. I don't know which ones they're gonna be. If you are interested in participating, Like I said, I'll have that link down below, and just know there is potential for you to be put here in front of everybody. I'm also very anti-AI, so if you have used generative AI to help in any way, brainstorming, writing, editing your book, or if your cover is AI, please don't submit to the form. Okay, we're gonna start with response number 9. So the form, I had them tell me a little bit about themselves and their books, give me a link to their Amazon page, ask them how they're currently marketing, how often, and then links to any places that they're marketing, and then if they have any specific questions or concerns or things that they want me to touch on. And I will put what I'm seeing up on the screen so you can follow along with me. Okay, so first up we have Scarlett Larson, and her book is Wars of Suns and Shadows. So she only has one book out currently, but she's hoping to publish once a year. I did ask, like, how often do you publish and what are your future plans and goals? Next release will be the next book in this series, but she's got spin-offs planned. Currently, she's marketing with Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Okay, yeah, I kind of like what she's doing. This is good. She's going through and highlighting and looking at this particular self-publisher. So what do you think about this framing down here in terms of just a square with her image in the square, this down here, and compare that to mine? I'm not sure mine's any better in terms of the circle with my little green border around my face. I don't know if that's any better or not. It may be better just to go basic and just have this square down here. That's what you see a lot of. So I don't know. I think it's a personal matter, but I kind of like what she's doing here. I'm going to skip forward here. Oh, now she's moved over to the other side. Let's look at this.
I don't know, like build some credibility
Now
with the algorithm. So it might just be something that takes time. I would just keep on chugging along and really focus on getting some more books out. In my experience, it was just easier to gain momentum once I had more than one book. Sorry if that's not incredibly helpful. My professional opinion is you're just very early. Also, your name on your cover is pretty small. If you wanted to tweak your cover, I think you can make your name a little bit bigger.
Wow, she's still talking on this one book. Does she critique just one book? Wasn't that the one she was talking about 10 minutes ago? Looks like her video is 24 minutes long. We're at minute 9 and she's still on the same book. So I would have to watch this whole thing to know if she critiques more than one book at a time. Looks like she's going pretty deep just on one book. Well, all right, let's look at her title. Is this a title? Right here? Avoid these mistakes when self-publishing your books with Amazon KDP. It's all lowercase. What do you think about that? Don't titles usually have capitals? Aren't titles usually capitalized, especially the first letter? And it's a little wordy. Look how many words she's got in the title. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She's got 11 words in the title. Avoid these mistakes when self-publishing your books with Amazon KDP. I mean, it's descriptive, all right, but it's awful long, and it's not capitalized. And an author, maybe she did that on purpose. Maybe she's trying to be different. Because you would think an author, a writer, would know better to put all lowercase, no capitalization in the title. So I don't know. What do you think? Now, she does have 34,000 subscribers, which is great. She is monetized. 34,000 subscribers is nothing to sniff at. I wonder how long it's taken her to get there. And this particular video got 1.8 thousand views in the last 24 hours. So she's got a good following. Now let's look at the comments. I'm thinking they're mostly going to be women since she's a young woman. And truth be known, most book readers these days and most book writers are women. So she's got a pretty good community going here. Now, my question is, does she respond? You'll notice here, it looks like she is. Yep. You'll notice here she's responding. She's replying to all the comments. Right here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. And that's great. That's great to engage your audience, your comments. When you're getting comments on your videos, you want to acknowledge these people who have taken the time to send a comment. And you want to reply to their comment in some way. Yeah, it takes a little time when you get hundreds of comments, but it's better to do some than none at all, because what you're doing, again, is trying to develop a community here, trying to develop a community with individual people. Each of these is an individual person, a human being who's taken the time to send a comment. So it's good to acknowledge that and not just ignore it. So all in all, she's doing really well, and it just goes to show you that, in my opinion, she's got a poor thumbnail. She's got some issues in her delivery on camera, but she is certainly personable. She's conversational. She seems to be very sweet, very nice. She's got a good following. It just goes to show you, you don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to be professional, and you don't have to be a top-notch designer of thumbnails in order to get a following. She's got 34,000 subs, and she's obviously not the most perfect at designing thumbnails. So, it's encouraging. Well, let's see. How are we doing on time? I've been at this about an hour. It's about time to quit. All right, guys. I think we've done enough for today. Hope you have a good weekend. It's Friday, the 24th of October, and I'll be back here Monday, 9 a.m. for another session, and we'll just hang out, have a cup of coffee, and we will do some more messing around, hanging out online. And we'll be talking about all things social media and YouTube and trying to grow a channel. That's where my aim is with this live broadcast, is to help each of us grow our YouTube channel. So join me Monday, 9 a.m. We'll see you.